Right, so I just wanted to do a video about an idea I came up with, how I came up with it, and then something else I thought of afterwards. So, some of you know that I'd made these ready-made figure fours. Which sit like that. Get it to stand up like this. Ready-made figure fours. So I wanted to make a different kind, but like a hinged kind, similar to the DF4, which is like a metal ready-made figure four trap. And I wanted to make something similar, but I didn't want to copy the DF4 because his design is pretty much one of the only ways you can really do it, and there's no real way of kind of changing it much. So I wanted to make a slightly different trap, and I thought, I wonder if I could replicate like an Arapuca trigger but a hinged version. So you can see this one, I hope. Here it's a single stick one, so instead of having the two sticks going to the corners, just got one in the middle. So you've got an upright, this one pushing up into there, that one wants to pivot, so it's held back by a stick at the bottom. So I thought, I wondered whether I could replicate that. I came up with something. I'll just set this one off. I hope you can see that, right? So you got a slanting one, an upright, and then this one holding it in place. Now, as you can see, on those traps, they land inside. So, I'll show you what I came up with. So what I'd come up with, keep thinking about it, was this thing. And the funny thing is, at the same time, I'd made this little display on the wall of a few different traps. I'm going to fill it up some more. And I'd also made this trap here, which got me then thinking a little bit more about how I could do this. So I'd come up with this idea of a hinged kind of trap, which kind of replicates an Arapuca trigger. I did make one out of metal, and then I made a load out of wood to try them. So you can see you've got the upright, one pushing forward into it, and then this one stops this one from pivoting. So nearly exactly the same as the Arapuca. Hopefully you can see this. I've not got too many things all the same colour, you can't see things. Right, I'm going to stop the video now, and I'm going to put a picture up of the other one as well. Right, you should be able to see that better now. I've noticed it was all just getting a bit too much of the same colour stuff, so you couldn't see it. So you can see from the other Arapuca and this one, it's essentially the same. So you've got a slanting one, an upright one, and one going across. This one pushes into that one. This one wants to flip or pivot, but it's stopped by this one. Near enough exactly the same as the Arapuca. And then when you set it off, it lands inside. Now, there's only one downfall, in my opinion, with one what lands inside, is that they're better for live catch traps, whereas a figure four will flip outwards, but hence that's why an Arapuca probably was the Arapuca bird trap, and you use it with a cage, because you land inside, it doesn't matter. Whereas if it lands underneath your deadfall, it may get in the way. Not necessarily, it may work perfectly fine, but it could get in the way. So as you can see, that is essentially an Arapuca trigger. but a self-contained one. So the other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to work out and see if I could make a kind of like survival version of the same kind of trigger. So I drew this picture of how I could do it, and when I looked at it I thought, well, it looks like a reverse figure 4. So you imagine that picture, but with this one coming out this way, that would be a figure 4. I'll draw it on for you. It's just drawn in lines. So if I put my hand there, hopefully you can see that. It's then a figure 4 in reverse. So I thought that's really weird. I didn't even realise that. So you think of it like that. But if you turned it around this way, but this, see, it's sticking up in the air slightly. But if this came out more straighter, it would be a reverse figure 4. So then the other thing I figured out was, I wonder what you could do with one of these ones. And that made me think that if I put the upright in the usual place, put this in the usual place, but instead of, it should normally be this way, I'm going to put it this way, and then put this one this way. I might have to remove that in a minute. You're never going to see this. We really have then got a reverse figure 4. See, now we have got a reverse figure 4. Now on the wall, on the display wall, that is how those figures 4s should be set up. So this that way round. But I've done this the other way round. But you will see that when you set it off, it lands inside rather than outside. So a little bit of a weird one there for you when you start working out things and changing things, how you realise that something is, you know, almost something else. But that's what I've come up with so far, or a hinged trap trigger. And it kind of goes like that. It's kind of a hybrid Arapuca reverse figure 4. Bait or a bit of string to the corners goes on there. Now I think it would work as a deadfall, but this does always land underneath, so it would probably only really work good if it was for a large animal rather than a small animal, because a small animal may not get squashed by this, but a large animal, you know, that much gap, an inch gap, will still do a large animal in, or a larger animal. Yeah, so a bit of a weird one. I made some others. I made some black painted ones, and I set some up. I'll show you how you can kind of set them up with bait and that. I did try it for one day, but on that day I couldn't actually get anything, so it's just typical. But what I may do is give them a go in the garden with a live catch cage. See if I can get a squirrel or something with it. I notice these painted ones stick a little bit more than this is just wood and then coated in oil. Alright, anyway, I thought I'd show you that. A on a hybrid figure 4, well, Arapuca figure 4 hybrid, reverse figure 4 hybrid. Something different. Folds up nice and small. And they go off pretty easy. So this is how you can set it up outside. Now you could build a pyramid of sticks cage, and because it's on earth I've tried to put some stuff underneath it.